I'm Eelke Kleijn. Welcome to this track deconstruction. In case you don't know me, I'm a DJ and a producer. I do a lot of music for dance floors, but also a lot of film-related stuff. I started working with Toolroom Records in 2012, and that was with my track Onder Huids, which, by the way, in English means under your skin. Funny little detail. After that, we did the track Space Disco at the end of 2014, so roughly a year and a half ago. And today, in association with FaderPro and Toolroom Academy, we're going to deconstruct that for you. So we're going to start by running through all my drum sounds. I'm going to go over processing, where I get the sounds from, how I program them. Then we're going to go into synths and repeat that process. And the same for all the effects and stuff that I use. Then finally, to round it off, we're going to go have a look at the master bus, what I actually do in Cubase with it. And then we're going to go into Wavelab and see how I process the final file and make it ready as a master. So that's basically it for today. Let's go. Well, you can hear the clap sound as well. That's another cool thing about Cubase. Or Cubase, I mean battery. You can, like I said, you can layer all these sounds together. So my main clap sound is made out of this snare drum and this clap sound. And together, they sound pretty good. I mean, if you mute either one of them, you really miss something. If you play them together, it becomes more of a whole, you know. And something I always do for all my drum sounds, or actually a lot of them, here we go, is add a little bit of distortion. I'll show you what that does actually. This is just the standard Cubase distortion. Here we go. So if I take this off, I bypass it. The peak is going to hit like minus 14, minus 15 dBs. As soon as I turn this on, it's hitting minus 22, minus 23. You don't really hear the difference that much. You mean, it gets a little bit fuller, you lose some of the attack, but in terms of volume, it sounds pretty much as loud. I'll show you just by playing. I mean, you got to listen well to hear the difference. But the good thing is, just by turning some distortion on it, you get rid of some of that really harsh peaks. And that's going to help you later in the track when you want to like compress it or limit it. The more of those peaks you get rid of right now, the better it's going to sound at the end, because you don't have to take care of that at the end of the track, you know. So at this point is what I like to call like the bridge sort of. What happens here is the bass line. Here we are. The bass line starts to go back to the F note again. So it was playing the chords, the different notes before, and then here it's back to F like it did in the intro. I'm back to the pads are out, so it's a little bit of a more compact arrangement. Some of the hi-hats were out as well. And if I just mute these new sounds. This is basically what the track sounded like, somewhere near the like 1.5 minute mark as well. So when I was building up, I quite like the fact sometimes when you build up a track with pads and things, and then you take out those pads and you take out the bass line, which is shifting in key. When you go back, it actually sounds like very focused. You're back to one note on the bass line, and it's like, you go back from this sort of dreamy state to this sort of more powerful, impactful state. But I was pretty sure I needed to add something to keep it interesting. So there's two sounds here that we added. I'll play these for you in solo. Here we go. those sort of keep it like focused and interesting for me. So I'll start by addressing this one. This was also one of the questions on Facebook. How do you make this sound? I'll play the original sound for you, which was sounding like this. This is the way I recorded it. It came from the Dave Smith Mofo synthesizer, Mofo X4. I can actually go back to the original synth if I mute this for a second. Let's see where we are here. Yeah. This is the original synth. I can actually bring up my controller for the synth right here and show you how this sound was made. Let's go. It's, I think it was this one. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this is the original sound. It sounds pretty interesting. Basically, I recorded it. I mean, I like it sometimes. Some of those sound sort of aggressive, like uplifting. Some of them, when the sound feels to be going down, I didn't want to use. So what I do in a case like this is I have it on, I will play this note, so I'll just record it for now. Here we go. So I'll just say, okay, and we're gonna loop this a little bit. Oh, looping. Put it like this. I'll often record it like this, so I can afterwards sort of get the right cut that I want to use. So I might have it like go over the same thing for four tries or something, and then I'm able to cut the WAV file so I get exactly the take I want. There's a nice sound here that I can show you. It's basically just called Reverb, and you can hear it right now. Well, as you can see, this is a WAV file, so this is something that I bounced. What I often do for sounds like this, it's actually easy to show you. Perhaps I can sort of find a way to show you. I'm not sure if it was this sound that I used. Oh, that's not playing right now. Let's see. There we go. No, this sounds like a different one. Let's actually, just to show you how I make these kind of sounds, I'm gonna do something very similar. I'm gonna find a little sound here that's sounding a little bit percussive. Let's just take off any effects that are on there. So that's just a lexicon. So we'll go for a percussive sound over here. There we go. So I'll just go with this one just for the idea. So I'll record this into Cubase. So just a little bit of a. Wait, I'll get those together. Just go this one over here. Yeah, let's just go with this. So then I'm gonna process this a couple of times. And that's basically the same way I made this reverb sound over here. So I'm gonna add a really long reverb on that sound. Gotta go to the audio track here, yeah. So Reverb is actually pretty nice for this. It's also a D16 plugin that I use quite a bit. And I'll make this sound so that it sounds really long with the long sort of tail, like a dry wet of actually probably 100% wet, and then get that. Oh, it's on the wrong channel. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Get it close to like this. So now the way it sounds is, yeah. So I quite like that tail. I don't really need the original sound anymore, but I like the sound of that tail. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer actually even. So you really get this nice sort of standout sound. So larger, like 8 seconds probably. A little bit wetter as well. This sounds about right. So what I'm gonna do now is bounce this quickly to audio. So I'll export this. Oh, here we go. Audio mix down. So bounce. And then we'll go, this was Omnisphere 7. We'll import that to a new audio track and we'll call it Reverb Bounce. There we go. And the nice thing, now that you've bounced it to audio, is that you can, yeah, import, okay. So now we can just mute this original sound. This is what we have now. So now I'm gonna reverse this, and then it's gonna sound like. So you can do this to a lot of different kind of sounds. When you do it like this, and have that in front of the transition that you're going for, you can sort of make it. So it's not exactly the same as the one I had in this record, but it's really easily made, and you can do this with a lot of different type of sounds. This sounds like I did it with a like a paddy sound, maybe it's got a little hint of vocal in there or something. But you can do this with a lot of different sounds, and it actually sounds really nice. And then again, if you put a little bit of reverb on this, you get a little bit of that tail again. So this is another way I make a lot of my sounds.